Hey, Kingdom Millionaires, welcome back. In this video, I am going to be talking directly to you about money mindset mastery. The first level of mastering your money mindset is the level of awareness. We have to become aware of what's going on in our cash flow in order to change those results. A lot of times we don't take the time to sit and build this foundational awareness level because we want to get to this place of increase fast. What we don't realize is when we don't take the time to do the work and build this foundation first, we can have more increase, but we're bringing the same mindset into that increase. And so eventually what will end up happening is you're going to go in the negative again and again and again and again. And you're going to be all worked out, all burnt out, all hustled out. And it doesn't feel good. I've been there. Right? And so we want to really become aware of this number. And we want to become aware of the thoughts we are thinking when we see this number. Because that's actually what's creating the result of continuous lack in our lives, continuous scarcity and shortage in our lives. And so with that being said, you want to start with 5 columns: income, expenses, debt, variable expenses, and subscriptions. You want to list out all your income. So right here, I have a receptionist who makes $500 a month, $26K a year. There are other forms of income. There's child support, there's passive income, residual income, investment income. List all your incomes, total them out for the month and for the year. Next, for expenses, you want to list only the expenses you need to support your life month to month. Mortgage, rent, utilities, food, gas, cell phone, life insurance, internet, etc. I do have mortgage here, and a lot of people, it obviously is a debt, right? But the thing about it is, even if it was paid in full, even if it was paid off, you still have your insurance for the home, your property taxes, repairs, maintenance. So the expense never really goes away. However, we still need it there, right? So I just keep that there in that column. Next, you want to list out your debts, your car, your student loans, other loans, credit cards, etc. Next, you want to list out variable expenses. So these are expenses that may not be month to month, but they're there. Think about birthdays. For instance, I have a P.O. box that I pay every quarter, different things like that. And lastly, you want to list out your subscriptions. In this day and age, we all have tons of access to subscriptions and apps and all of these things. And so you really want to become aware of your subscriptions, how much you're spending in that area, where your money is going, and things like that. Lastly, in the yellow box, you want to total it out. So you want to total out all your income, and you want to minus that by all of your expenses. And that number that you get, that's your cash flow amount. That's how much cash flow you have month to month. And as you can see, this person would be in the negative. And so some people break even. Some people may have a little, spare. But most of the time, especially today, most of us are in the negative. And so you really want to become aware of that, because what often happens is we think that we aren't enough and we don't have enough to fix this problem. And as a believer, that's a lie. That's a lie from the enemy, because that goes opposite of what the word tells us, that we are enough and that we have everything for this life has been deposited within us to live this life, right? And so the Bible talks about all the things that God has given us, right? So we are more than enough, and we need to step into our enoughness to solve this problem. What often happens is we don't step into full responsibility to solve this problem. We often blame external sources. We often blame God. We often complain. We're frustrated and all of these things because we're not dealing with the issue. We're sweeping the symptoms under the rug. Imagine if you had some type of illness like pneumonia or cancer or something like that, right? And you knew it existed, but you kept sweeping it under the rug. Eventually, what will happen? You will succumb to those circumstances, right? And so in those conditions. And so that's what's going on financially right now, especially with a lot of believers. We haven't been dealing with the issue. We don't deal with the issue. We sweep it under the rug. And now it's like we have to deal with this issue. And this is a season where God is saying he wants his children to step into the fullness he's created us to be. The fullness he's created us to be. He no longer wants us to live in this place of lack and insufficiency anymore when he's created us and given us the authority and the capacity to be fruitful, to multiply, to be abundant beings. And so if you are a woman of God who is looking to shift your financial situation, click the link in the description to the academy. I am actually going to put up a full worksheet so that you can begin the process of doing this work today. I will be working closely with a handful of women to do this because it is time. It is our time as believers to step up, right? It is our time, and God is calling you. He wants you to step up. You don't have to live in this negative space any longer. So I invite you to click the link. I invite you to come in, to be coached, and to deal with the symptoms of this problem, to deal with this problem itself, so that you can walk out free, living a more abundant life. Be blessed.